Fatal Fury on the SNK Arcade Classics Collection, Volume 1, being played on the PS2. Yes, this is obviously a NeoGeo game being played on the PS2. A game I never got to play in the arcades. Never actually played the Super NES port. I believe it was Takara, made a 12 megabit. I don't forget how big it was, but they did get a Super NES port of this game. I don't know if a Genesis Mega Drive port came out, but this one definitely did. This one's kind of weird because I read a lot about this game when it first came out because I think it was the Neo Geo's first legitimate attempt, quote unquote, legit attempt to try and do a Street Fighter 2 like game on the console. As you probably know, this console became known for being a fighting game farm, a farm for fighting games. I want to say at one point, 90% of the games that were released in the United States for this console were fighting games. I believe it was Chris Byanek over at Video Games Computer Entertainment Magazine stated in their what was it? It was the issue that had Battletoads and Battle Maniacs, Super NES game. That was on the cover, and he was reviewing World Heroes 2, and he said, "Hey, do you know what? You know something? Right now, the Neo Geo, there are only 2 games in the last year or so in the Neo Geo that are not fighting games: Super Sidekicks 2 and Viewpoint." And guess what? Those two titles are 2 of the best games on the console. So he liked World Heroes 2, but I think even he was kind of established that, you know what, the Neo Geo isn't just a console with fighting games on it. It's a console that has other very good games on it. And he was willing to claim that 2 of the best games on the console were a soccer game and a shoot 'em up. Now, I've heard a lot of nonsense about Viewpoint, actually. But I seem to recall the game having a lot of slowdown, as I recall. But I'm curious how that game plays. Viewpoint is not included on this collection, this SNK collection. But at least this game is. And I thought I used to have Fatal Fury Battle Archives Volume 2 on this console. I don't think I have it anymore. I'm probably sure I sold it. At any rate, like I said, this game was weird because there are only 3, as you just saw, there are only 3 playable fighters in this game. And when this game came out, it cost $200. The cartridge cost $200. And I think it was Video Games Computer Entertainment. One of the reviewers and one of the editors of Video Games Computer Entertainment said, "You know what? This game costs as much as." There we go. This game costs as much as a Super NES with a port of Street Fighter 2. So for the price of this cartridge, this Neo Geo cartridge, you can buy a brand new console and Street Fighter 2, which is objectively a better game. I mean, it's a port, but that Super NES port of Street Fighter 2 is way better than this. And let me at least clear this up. Move list. No move list unlocked. You won't. I don't need them already. I got an FAQ from the internet. I don't have to worry about that. Controller mapping. Punch, kick, throw. They have throw mapped to a button. So there are only 2 attacks in this game, and a throw. Now I think you can press punch and kick simultaneously to throw as well. Another thing I should mention. What is it? Andy Bogard here has I want to say he has a sonic boom, which you don't have to charge. So it's just back, forward, punch. Like that. Shiniken? Yeah, I don't think you have to charge it. Yeah, you don't have to charge it. Look at this. I'm just going to spam this over and over again. That's not Bob Wilson. He's Capoeira, right? But he's not Bob Wilson. I'm just going to spam that over and over again. So it's back, forward, A. Or back, forward, square. Back, forward, punch. It's just sliding elbow move. It's, like I said, it's a sonic boom that you don't have to charge. You're just going to spam that over and over again. Might as well. He also has a fireball. It's apparently leaves him it's very slow to wind up, and it has a very long recovery time, so I don't really recommend using it. It's typical Hadoken fireball move, you know, down. Roll your thumb, down, down, forward to forward. Let's see. Wrong move. Okay, we got a problem. There's the fireball. So he has to grab a chunk of air. Whoops. So he has to grab a chunk of air. So basically what he's doing, he's grabbing a chunk of air, rearing up, then unleashing that half-screen size fireball. But again, there's only two moves. There are only two attack moves in this game, really. So you can't really determine how fast or slow it is. You can't determine, you know, its range either. It's just one speed, and so it's just a one-speed fireball attack. No strong, medium, or fierce like in Street Fighter 2. Michael Max. Mighty Max, right? You know, not Balrog. Not Mike Tyson. I give you one more chance and you're a wimp. That's a very bad Mike Tyson impression. Okay, we'll go with Andy Bogard. We'll go with Andy Bogard one more time. If you know the special moves, you can do a lot in this game. But if you don't, the characters apparently aren't that different from each other. So again, there are three fighters, but except for the special moves, they're not really that distinct. There's no sweeping in this game, apparently, according to the FAQ. It's just jump attacks and crouching attacks, but no crouching sweeps. Like I said, you saw what happened there. It just went right through that tornado. Big tornado. I gotta restart my Steam. I'm downloading a client upgrade. I'm downloading an upgraded client. I'm also trying to play Valkyria Chronicles again because the PS4 disc that I got from the library won't install. Can I go through that? I can go through that tornado, right? Like I have invincibility frames as I back up, I want to say. Maybe not when I'm going forward, but I want to say as I'm leaning backward, I should have some invincibility frames. Whoop! And apparently all the AI characters here are completely unbalanced. There is a two-player mode, but I mean, remember, there are only 3 people to choose from. And I don't think there's a code that lets you play as these AI characters. So I guess the way this game worked out is that it's kind of like Street Fighter 1, where you only had, well, Street Fighter 1 you had two characters to choose from, and they were clones of each other, Ken and Ryu. And of course in this game you have 3 characters to choose from, but all the AI opponents are unusable. So they're like the boss characters in Street Fighter 2. What is this, like Sonic Blast Man? Yeah, it's an arm wrestling minigame where you mash on the square button because those are fun, right? Yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, he has a rising tackle move. like his brother Terry. Unfortunately, it's apparently not that useful. It's an anti-air, but I might not need it because I have this Shiniken move, this sliding, that's cute, this sliding elbow move, Shiniken. And I didn't even get a chance to explain the whole, background, foreground thing, because I don't really know how it works. Because I remember in, that's kind of a bit. I remember in, Fatal Fury Special, or Fatal Fury 2, you had moves where you basically had moves where you could go into where you can knock the enemy into the background if you did a special move, like a high-powered move. It was a move that was designed to knock your opponent into the other plane, the background or foreground plane, and initiate. I think you also had the ability to freely roll, to do a defensive roll into the foreground or into the background. But neither of these Fatal Fury games, the first 3 Fatal Fury games, and of course, which includes Fatal Fury Special, none of those games really had any kind of real, 3D interactions, you know what I mean? Like you could do this. You had basically one move. 2 moves you can perform. That were the only way to interact with the other plane was to just press a button, and you would initiate an attack move that brought you into that plane. But it's not like you can rotate the screen or anything. You can't go back and forth. Okay, this guy's gonna make it annoying. Maybe I just need to press the kick button instead of the punch button. Hey! He stunned me. This is gonna kill my bitrate, by the way. All this rain. It's gonna destroy my bitrate. That's okay. Otherwise, it's a pretty clean game. But the real problem, I mean, NeoGeo games were always weird about the whole value proposition thing because it was like you were paying full price for an arcade ROM, basically. with absolutely no compromises whatsoever, other than what was already in the arcade game. With the obvious problem that a lot of these arcade games weren't very good. Like Magician Lord. I mean, did you want to pay $200 for Magician Lord? I sure as heck didn't. I wouldn't have paid $20 for Magician Lord. Like, that game's a rental. But, you know, you're buying an arcade ROM, so you got to pay full price for the chips. I mean, it would have been nice, I guess, if SNK had like some kind of alternative that said, okay, we're gonna make you know, like a mass market version of these games, and you know, they're cut back with less expensive chips. They're like Super NES ports, only they perform better. Like instead of releasing a game like this, which is like what, I think this game was like 60 megabits, 55 or 60 megabits, I think it was. And what they should have done is like, okay, you can buy the full fat, you know, director's cut edition of this game for $200, no compromises, or you can buy the equivalent of a Super NES port without any slowdown that, you know, it costs half the price, maybe pay $50. You can buy the NeoGeo home port, or the NeoGeo mass market port of this game. Okay, better let me download Dragon's Dogma here. Okay, it's finally running. Okay, and Valkyria Chronicles. Oh, I don't want Steamworks. Get out of here with that crap. Okay, Valkyria Chronicles. Okay, so we'll let that run. But that, like I said, I wish SNK. I mean, I guess what SNK did is that, okay, Takara was gonna do the ports for the Super NES and the Genesis. That was gonna be their compromise. But part of me sort of felt like they should have just done like a NeoGeo Lite, you know? Like maybe SNK should have just released like a NeoGeo Lite that said, okay, it plays full-size cartridges or mass market versions of the same cartridges. And if you're willing to spend $60, you'll get a NeoGeo game that's less expensive, but it performs much, much better than any Super NES or Genesis port could. Because this console had more horsepower. So my logic is, instead of just making people buy, you know, $200 cartridges, why not allow people the option of paying less for a less expensive, you know, version of the game on the same console? And it sounds weird to bifurcate your market like that, but I guess the logic is that you're spending $600 on a console. Why not, you know, why can't you afford a $200 cartridge, right? But part of me sort of feels as if, you know, they should have just said, you know what, we're going to release a less expensive version of the game on the same consoles. If you're willing to buy this console, we're going to make some ports. You know, they're going to look better than the 16-bit consoles. But they're not going to be the full-fat versions. But then, of course, the problem SNK would have is that, whoops, I got to press it faster. I'm pressing faster! Jeez! I'm pressing the square button as fast as I can. I think they're going to give me a heart attack. Down, back, then up, forward, and square, huh? See, they're going to give me a heart attack. Okay, downloading. I don't want this. Yeah, I don't want the Steam Common distributables, and I wasn't paying attention, so I'm gonna die. Good thing I'm not paying any money for this. Wajai. Don't cheat, dog. Gotta press the kick button. So if I die here, I guess I'll switch to somebody else, but Andy Bogard's pretty good in this game because of that Shiniken he's got. But his fireballs aren't very useful. Can't do that up move. Do I have to charge it? No. You suck, dog. Ah! Didn't mean to do that. Got him. So basically, if you know how to do the Shiniken, you're basically winning. I mean, no one's going to be able to beat you, are they? So yeah, I'm trying to download. I'm trying to validate my Valkyria Chronicles and Dragon's Dogma download so I can play those on my desktop. So we'll see how that works. We'll make it work. Because I don't want to waste a bunch of time, because I kept trying to install this game on my gaming PC, but now the gaming PC is too hot to use, you know, because it's May around here. So I'm gonna have to mothball this gaming PC until Halloween, at the very earliest. I want to say maybe it'll get cold by Columbus Day. Who knows? But this thing is basically a furnace, so there's no reason for me to turn it on during the year. Which is fine. I got to play a couple of games on this thing. In fact, it's getting to the point where I think the hard drive's busted. So I'm gonna have to. But in fact, I think the motherboard's kind of busted. The hard drive's kind of busted. So I'll have to disassemble this thing and remake it into a more traditional gaming PC. I'll make it work because I already have the GPU. But I got a Core i7 in here that's so old. I don't even think I can buy a motherboard for it. So I'm probably gonna have to get rid of this motherboard. So basically, I can't use the CPU and I can't use the motherboards. That sucks. It wasn't even a fast i7 really. It was just, I think it was like a 2.9 gigahertz i7. Hey, Raiden. Of course, in the later Fatal Fury games, he was just a dude he was basically Fat Hulk Hogan. So he took off the mask. He took off the Luchador mask. I mean, he's not Earthquake. Earthquake's the other fat guy. Actually, Earthquake is in Samurai Showdown. This Raiden guy is basically, he's a capitulation to the Sprite Wars of the mid-1990s. Actually, this game came out in 91, I want to say, but a lot of NeoGeo games are like, hey, look how big our characters are. Because obviously the Super NES and Genesis couldn't have sprites this big, at least not, and make the game move. I mean, games would cheat sometimes, like they would use background tiles. Because I know, what is it, the Game Boy version of Mortal Kombat, was it the Game Gear version of Mortal Kombat 2? Used background tiles to make the sprites really large, but the problem is that the hit detection sucked. And I guess the speed of the action wasn't very good either, so the sprites were large, but you couldn't really move them around that much. Ah, come on! Yes. Ah! Okay, so now I gotta switch. Okay, that wasn't bad. Okay, so this guy, this guy's like the average Art of Fighting character. He like takes up half the screen. That's the problem is you can't really see what's going on. Or you can't really, you know, this makes the screen look really cluttered if the characters are too close together. So let's get Hisaishi Joe. Joe Higashi, not Hisaishi. That's the composer for Ghibli, right? Okay, this guy has a 100 hand slap like G Honda. Machine gun punch. I'm mashing on this punch button. There we go. I'm mashing on that punch button. See, it's kind of slow to wind up. Yeah, once he starts, you can't stop. So make sure you make contact. Wrong move. So is it down, back, up, forward? Or back down, or is it a half circle forward? I have to pull out the thing. Where's my manual? Yep. Okay. It's a regular Hadouken. It's got a long windup, but it works. I mean, it's big. That helps. See, I beat him. Apparently, throws in this game are really strong. They do a quarter damage. Which is kind of like Street Fighter 2, actually, because most throws, I want to say nearly every throw in that game did 1/4 damage. And the holds, if you're really good at, you know, mashing out the buttons, the holds would do what? The holds would do about a third of the life meter if you can bash on the buttons quickly. Okay, here we go. Not the right move. I'm trying to do down, back, up, forward, and it's not working. This guy has a slide too. He has a slide. And was it up? Was it down, forward, kick, something like that? I gotta practice with that. I'll practice with that. Okay, yeah, I got my move list here. Fatal Fury move list. So we'll stick with Higashi, a Muay Thai dude. He's actually reasonably useful in Fatal Fury 2, I seem to recall. But that's not included on this collection, so you'll probably know. I mean, he's in King of Fighters, so you'll probably get a chance to see me use him in that game when I get around to that. But I have the Art of Fighting collection. And of course he's included in the NeoGeo Coliseum, which I'll play later. I want to play through these, lame NeoGeo games before I bring out the Fighting Coliseum. Because that game's supposed to be really good. I got a chance to play a tiny bit of that. And I had a bit of fun with that for about an hour, so I'll do an actual video of that a bit later. The NeoGeo Coliseum is essential. Is he going to try and farm for time? He's going to farm for time. Yeah, he was going to try and sucker me into getting punched in the face. Kind of deserve that. Okay, here we go. Whoa, wait, wasn't paying attention. Yeah, crap. Just a second. I'm gonna run out of time pretty soon, so I have to get in some Terry Bogard time. Probably make that work. Maybe in another video. I guess I will beat this game on normal. Yeah, I'll give it one more time. I'll give it one more try with Joe here. Terry Bogard. Yeah, so Joe's got the Hurricane Upper, which you saw. He's got the Machine Gun Punch, which you saw. The Slash Kick is Reverse Yoga Flame. Whoop, wrong character. So we'll get to that. We'll get back to Joe. Okay, so he's got a Rising Tackle with he's a Flash Kick or a Flash Punch. Nah. See, I can't do it. Whoops. It's not very reliable when I do it. What is it? Down, away, up, forward. The crack shoot is down, away, up, forward, B, right? See, I can't pull that off. I don't know how to do these down, away, up, forward moves. It's weird. And I died. Power waves are traditional Hadoukens, down, down, forward, forward, fireball motions. But it's kind of slow in this game, and you can't really combo it. At least if you can combo it, I don't know how. Oh, yeah, there's a trick to this. Instead of doing a traditional fireball motion, you do down, down, forward, forward, then forward, up. So it's up, forward. You finish with up, forward, A. So you're more likely to get it off if you add that extra bit of the rotation there. Same with the burning knuckle. Yeah, down, it's a reverse fireball. Okay, well, still some reliability there. So I can't do the crack shoot because it's down, away, up, forward, B, right? Because I can't get that off. It's just like Andy Bogard has a move just like it, but I can't get it off. So I don't really trust it. How much time do I have left on this? Probably like 30 minutes. Okay, I got plenty of time. I got 16 minutes left. Okay, so I'll be able to do the whole thing. Okay, so this game isn't that demanding on my bit rate, so we should be fine. Big colorful sprites, but not a lot of fast-moving action, believe it or not. Not a lot of complex motion going on in this game, surprisingly. As far as bit rate, not a lot of full-screen action. Not a lot of pixels moving around. So the DVD recorder is being cooperative. He's just gonna spam that, isn't he? Yep. I had to wait till he was vulnerable. Whoops. I thought I had a regular anti-air. See, I can't do that rising tackle. See, I can't do the rising tackle. I'm trying to do my flash punch, and it's not working. So I can't be bothered. If I can do the other moves, I don't feel so bad about that. So how do I do my crack shoot? I can't do the crack shoot. Because it's not a fireball motion. See, that got grabbed. See, that's not the crack shoot. See, I can't do it. So there's a move where you do down, away, then up, forward, and kick, and I can't do it. So I might as well not even worry about it. I'm gonna spend all day trying to do that one move. I can't do the rising tackle at all. So I don't trust that. So let's just go back to Joe. So remember, he has the machine gun punch, which is the hurricane, you know, the 100-hand slap. He's got the hurricane, which is the fireball move. He's got a reverse fireball kick. Let me practice that. There, that's not it. There it is. So it's toward, half circle back, kick. So it's a reverse yoga flight. Or reverse yoga kick, I guess. I think what I have to do is I have to roll my thumb from forward to up back to get that kick to come out. There it is. He also has a tiger knee, which doesn't seem to be very useful. What is it? Down away, up forward. Oh yeah, that sliding move. You got to abuse that. Because no one else in this game really has a sliding move. At least none of the other controllable characters. The player usable characters. So you got to abuse that. Because it's the only... I don't think... Is it a sweep move? I don't even think it's a sweep move. See, I can't do the tiger. I can't do the tiger uppercut. The tiger knee. I can't do it. We'll just do the yoga flame kick. But grabbed me again. I'm gonna die again, aren't I? Nope, not yet. Yeah, and it got me there. So we'll stay with Joe for a while. And if I get sick of losing, I'll just go back to Andy because I can use that Shuriken over and over again. I can use that Sonic Boom over and over again. The chargeless Sonic Boom. Like I said, this game's like a proof of concept, really. It's not really a fully featured fighting game. On the ranking of fighters list, it's no better than World Heroes, and there are fewer characters here. World Heroes has a wider set of moves, but the hit detection's lousy, so it feels like a super janky, you know, attempt at a fighting game, but not a fully featured one, unfortunately. And the pacing was really slow, so I never liked World Heroes very much. I played it quite a bit, just to see how similar it was to Street Fighter 2, but it's just not that interesting. I played the first 3 World Heroes actually on this channel. I'll get around to playing World Heroes, was it World Heroes 2 Jet eventually? Or did I think I played Jet already. But again, it just feels like discount Street Fighter 2. Like it doesn't feel like a good Street Fighter 2 clone. It feels like a competent one, but not a good one. It's like they're building up. It's like they're building up to making a decent game. But the problem is that they're pretty much starting from ground zero, trying to somehow cobble together a competent fighting game instead of just making a good one. It's like Capcom nailed so much of that game when the first Street Fighter 2 came out. So it almost feels like everyone else was just sort of playing catch-up. And then, of course, what was it? God, I died again. It was Samurai Showdown that pretty much proved the NeoGeo could compete, because at least, I mean, it didn't flow as, I would argue it didn't flow as well as Street Fighter 2, but at least it had some good AI in it. So there was a lot of depth in that game that was not in this game. Fatal Fury 2 was okay, but I think Fatal Fury 2 Special is the game that makes the biggest impact, because I think that was the game that pretty much proved that they were able to finally get it right. Fatal Fury 2 was decent, I guess, but Special, I think, proved that they were able to really nail it as far as getting the AI and the hit detection and the moves working. At least the Super NES version. I'm curious if the Genesis, I'm curious if the NeoGeo version is just good. Good lord, I'm getting a butt kicked here. Let me just stick to my Shuriken spamming. How about that? I was gonna get past this guy. I'm kind of getting sick of him. Dude, this dude takes up like a fifth of the screen. And when he kicks, it takes up most of it. When he kicks, it takes up half the screen. Okay, he's gonna abuse me a bit. Let's get creative. Nope. See, I can't do the move. So I can't do the down, back, up, forward kick move. I can't do that move with any character. I don't know what's going on. Maybe there's a trick to it I can't quite figure out. Because I'm not supposed to rotate the controller to do that move. What a merchant PS. Yeah, the art in this game isn't that great either as far as the character art. So again, it's sort of a building up to what they eventually want, not really nailing what they need. But again, the range isn't that long, so of course he can jump over that and completely knock me out before I can recover, so it's not going to work very well. So I can probably still spam the Shuriken, I just need to find a way to get around his kicks. Or maybe do that. Yeah. Yeah. Can I combo into that Shuriken, by the way? That'd be good to test out. Maybe not like that. Couldn't throw him. I think he kicked me before I can throw him. So, next order of business. Trying to figure out how to do this here. I've already talked about the price of this game, so I mean, this is a game I was never going to play unless it was included as part of a collection. Like I said, I mean, why play this when I can play Street Fighter 2? I mean, that was always my logic. Which is always one of the big existential questions for NeoGeo owners, I guess, was that, you know, why buy this console when all these fighting games and none of them is as good as Street Fighter 2? I mean, that's it became a money issue, really. I mean, because why would you want an arcade perfect version of a mediocre clone when you can buy a port that's a better game? The port of Street Fighter 2 is better than the arcade perfect Fatal Fury. That's what I mean. It's like, why would you want an arcade perfect version of Dragon's Lair when you can buy, you know, basically any video game you can buy basically any video game ever made? That's just thinking. And that was always the value proposition in the NeoGeo, is that you can buy arcade perfect versions of bad games. Until, of course, you know, Fatal Fury 2 Special came out. And Fatal Fury 2 Special was very good, but I mean, again, it was $250. It was a good game. Got it perfect. But was it better than Street Fighter 2 on the Super NES? I would argue no. I mean, it had more fighters, but I mean, was it as deep? You know, was the play as fluid as Street Fighter 2 on the Super NES? Maybe it was about the same. I mean, obviously, Fatal Fury Special was a 4-button fighter, so there's that. Street Fighter 2 was a 6-button fighter. Now, I just thought that Street Fighter 2 had a lot more polish. And by the time, you know, Fatal Fury 2 Special came out, you know, Hyper Fighting was already out. So, I mean, again, it's just the idea that you were paying for worse art, you know, flashier effects, obviously, but, you know, worse art, worse characters, less, you know, shallower gameplay, fewer moves.
Ready?
Yeah. Didn't get the value proposition. I'm mashing. I'm mashing. I'm still mashing, dog. I'm still mashing. I mean, what do they want me to do? They want me to use 2 fingers? They want me to use 3 fingers and a joystick? That's probably what they want me to do. They want me to use, 3 fingers and a joystick. Yeah, my boy Billy Kane. Big Daddy Kane. Or Big Billy Kane. With the best song ever for a boss character in a fighting game, probably, if you played a... Well, Fatal Fury 2 was good, but Fatal Fury, what was it? Real Bout Fatal Fury Special had an arrangement of his song that's amazing. I'll see if I can link to it. It's an amazing... Well, you can't hit the background because these are boss characters. Well, these are all boss characters. But in this game, in this stage, there is no background. So if you knock the enemy into the background, then yeah, you just bounce off the car for extra damage. Yep. Like I said, I think this art's more of a... Well, I was blocking that. Good lord. But yeah, I think this, like I said, this is more mainly a proof of concept. So the art's like, okay. Eventually, at some point, they hired better artists to kind of clean things up, so... Fatal Fury 2 Special is okay. But yeah, the NeoGeo art looks a lot better than the sequels. I guess they just hired better artists, had more time to refine things. But you could argue that you have to go to King of Fighters, I want to say, to get the really good looking art. Not so much in this game. I couldn't block that! Wait, can I not block that? He's doing that pole vault. Can I not block those? Maybe it's like a throw. Sneaking. I'm going back forward. Okay, it's not registering. I have to jump over it. Whoops! Ow! You threw the bastard? I guess we're both stunned. Hey! Kick through my Shiniken. Probably switch somebody else. But I do like Andy though in this game because of that stupid spammable Shiniken. Let's see if I can throw some Terry Bogard in there, do some burning knuckles. So we'll probably be able to get 5 more minutes here. Yeah, 5 more minutes. Then we'll get stopped if we don't finish it. That's fine. That checkpoint. Right? Crap. See, I can't block those. It's ridiculous. There we go. Power wave. So I can't combo into these. Okay, who's that traitor who threw him the new bow? It's messed up. Must have been someone from behind that car. So basically he lost his bow and someone else throws him a new one. See, I can't block those, so we got a problem. I guess I have to counter those. See, I can't block those. It's weird. So these are unblockable attacks? Does he telegraph them? I mean, he like has what 6 frames of wind up before he does the pole vault. Anyway, yeah, but I always loved Billy Kane's music in the sequels. He was kind of a fun character too, as I recall. You know, kind of flamboyant with that bow. Assuming it's a bow, it might just be a regular staff or whatever. It's a telescope. It's a telescoping staff too, by the way. It's kind of amusing. He lost his bow. Come on, get up, go, get up. Yeah, someone from behind the car threw that. Okay. Yeah. This might be all I do, but I might be able to get past him before the end of the video. We'll see how it goes. Because those, yeah, see that right there. See, I tried to. See, I threw him there. There we go. Yeah, I tried to throw him there. What happened? So I pressed the throw button like 2 or 3 times. I wouldn't register, but threw him there that time. Maybe that's the secret. Just get close to him and throw him. I mean, I'll do that. I mean, why bother with special moves? You can just spam one button over and over again. Makes sense to me. Let's get over him. Yep, just get into it. Just get melee distance and throw him. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. 8 button presses before it registers. Got him with the power wave. Get close. Get close. Got him. Okay, so that was the strategy. Get close in the melee range and just press the throw button. And maybe throw in a power wave if he gets up, because if he's sitting there, if he's sitting there, you know, kind of quivering, then I guess you have to just punch him because you can't throw him while he's quivering, which I think is kind of amusing. But anyway, no, this is not King of Fighters. Wait, I don't get to play Geese Howard? No, well, I guess you 2 ladies will be my consolation prizes. No, wait, never mind. False ending. Yeah, Geese Howard. I seem to recall this guy had a pretty good theme song too. Was it? What's right? Was it Wolfgang Krauser who was the? Yeah, I think it was Wolfgang Krauser was the boss of the Fatal Fury 2 games. And yeah, I forgot what he was. I think he was playing a Beethoven song. Wait! Wow! He threw me on my burning knuckle. Messed up, dog. Whoop! Yeah, we got a problem here. I'm trying to throw him. I tried to throw him, and the game wouldn't let me throw him. You saw me try to do the grab animation, and he just threw a fireball at me to counter it, I guess. Okay, fine. Don't be like that. Ow! See, I can't throw burning knuckle. I can't throw power waves. So basically, he caught me and threw me. So I can't throw power waves that quickly. Okay, that's just... Reverse final fight. Don't worry, he's alright. He'll get back up. Let's have his brother exact his revenge on geese. Not tall geese, just geese. I don't remember the rest of that song, but I always love the ending. Good lord! See? Tried to grab him. Counter me with that fireball spam he's doing. I don't even know if the music in this game's any good. I don't remember liking it very much when I listened to it. Wow! Okay, got a counter. That's amusing. Let's get my Shiniken going. Whoop, not gonna work against that though. And I have that, again, I have that down, back, up, forward kick that I can never do. It's driving me nuts. Okay, don't worry, I'll come back. We'll get Joe to try out one more time for the video ends. Gotta have her sprite scaling in a NeoGeo game, am I right? Gotta use that hardware. And this is what people pay to see, right? Sprite scaling. They couldn't do full 3D, obviously, but they could do sprite scaling. Okay, so I'm already dead, so. BS. Decent art in the background, though. I'll give the game that. And of course, they do color cycling, so there's also that. Couldn't do my machine gun punch. See, I can't get my machine gun, so I'm trying to jump to get my machine gun punch charge back. But it's just too long of a wind-up. See, I can't get it off. I don't even think I can slide into him because he's going to keep spamming fireballs at me. So I'm curious how this is going to work. Okay, see. So we all got knocked off the roof, but one of us will come back eventually. Let's get some Shiniken throwing dude in here. So we'll see if I can beat this guy before time runs out on my DVD report. I want to say it won't. I want to say it'll run out. Crap. And I can't do my anti-air either. So really the only thing I can do is try and do my my down, back, up, forward kick, which I still haven't mastered yet. See, I can't do my down, back, up, forward kick. So how am I supposed to get close to this guy? Shinikens, I guess. But see, fireball me out of my Shiniken. And he can do that. So I'm open to ideas. So I can't get close to him because I can't do my, maybe I can use Joe to use his reverse